want to let you know that we are here with Johnny Allen in Chanute. And Johnny, I have talked about having the opportunity to do this for a long time. And of course, it's about a 2-hour drive, but and I know, as is what's going in the background, things are kind of thrashing back there.
Yeah, it was, the conditions were a little rough last night at USMTS Rest at Coffeyville, and we're just trying to get our maintenance done and get everything ready for tonight at Humboldt, which I'm sure will go a lot smoother.
All right. I know there's a little excitement in the air as we were driving down 169. Well, I don't know how many haulers we've seen go by, but it looks like they're going to have another good car count again tonight. I think 90 cars last night.
78 last night, I think, but I'd think that there'll probably be some more tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. But what we're here for today is we're going to talk a little bit about your racing career. And your dad, Wendell, who I was just talking to a while ago, got started racing around here. And I know you were a boy growing up at the time, so it seems like it kind of passes down from father to son. But
oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's where you picked up that I want to get out there and do it too.
Yeah, I saw how much my dad enjoyed building his own cars and going out and racing them, and the friends that he made in racing, and the competitive side of it always appealed to me, to build a car that would outperform somebody else's and use your skills to outperform them, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only the mechanical ability, but also the driving ability.
Yeah, it's kind of a dual aspect deal for me, you know, because, you know, now we have customers that we help, and we help them with the mechanical end of it, and that's very rewarding, you know, but it still feels good to get behind the wheel yourself and do good.
Right. In 1985, at the tender age of 16,
that's a long time ago.
You build your first race car, but as I was just telling your dad in there, and I patted him on the back, I said, man, you did it right. You had to build the trailer first to haul the car on before you could actually get into the race car. Yeah,
he had me build a trailer, and I think he was trying to see how serious I was, and we got that all done and built a car, and then I didn't have, the season had already started, and I really didn't have any money left, and a friend of my dad's, David McGown's, he had a engine out of a Blazer that had an RV cam in it and stuff, and he loaned it to me, and I ran it the rest of the season. So it was pretty exciting.
75 Nova.
Yeah.
And what class? I mean, nowadays we'd call it a factory stock, but
it was street stock then.
Street stock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 1991, and I never knew Johnny Allen ever ran late models, but and I think I saw a picture of one in the office that we were in there, and man, that thing one heck of a wing or a box on the back. I mean, that was some tall sides.
That was back when they didn't have much for spoiler rules, and we ran big sideboards and different things, you know, and not all the races were like that. Some of them were sanctioned different, but got into some of that. It was really neat.
But during '91, you also start working on a deal with Mike Clark at Dirtworks, and evidently, and I'm presuming this was kind of coming from both sides, but Mike must have seen something in you that he wanted to work with, because you guys kind of worked in a partnership on that deal, didn't you?
Yeah. I think he did. Mike was if I remember right, he was a tech inspector at a couple of the tracks that we ran our street stock at, and he kind of commented on how clean it was, and what a nice built car it was, and then of course he had a fantastic race car then, so it was a good fit with him building the race cars and my dad supplying the motors, and with me not having any obligations, really being young, we got to do a lot of racing and had a lot of success early, you know.
So that's, excuse me, more or less when your modified career got started was driving with Mike, and like I say, this was kind of during '91. In '95, '96, you're running with the USMS, and during those 2 years, you finished second and third respectively. And of course, this is what we would call the forerunner to the USMTS today. And was that series as tough as what it is to run with these boys today?
It was, well, a lot of same guys. I mean, Kelly Schrock won the championship both those years, you know, and there was probably more teams that traveled the whole series then than there is now. And it was real tough, but I mean, you got a whole bunch of new young guys now that are real tough. Ryan Gustin, and Rodney Sanders, and those fellas, they all race hard.
Tough bunch. I think, as they say, I think a lot of times when people talking about racing series and they say they are the best drivers and the best cars in that series, you kind of go, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, with these guys, I think it would be tough to go anywhere in the United States and find anybody that is tougher to race against than what this bunch with the USMTS.
I agree with you. I mean, and competition level's good everywhere, but these guys race night in, night out, and they really have good programs. So I'd agree with that. That it's just a pretty tough group.
Okay. In '98, you start running with the NCRA. And you win championships for 3 years in a row, and that's '99, 2000, 2001. And you were telling me that there were nights that when you were running with NCRA, there would be like 90 to 100 cars that would show up.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a bunch of competition.
It was a really, really great series. They had great turnouts. We went to a lot of neat racetracks. I really thought that it was going to turn into like a regional USMTS type deal.
But I think, like you said, back then, though, too, they were running probably in like 3-4 states and just numerous tracks all over the country where it's been scaled down quite a bit in the last few years.
Their schedule's very limited now, which, it's still good competition and stuff. It's just not a real traveling series,
Okay, in 2000, this is when Lakeside first goes to dirt.
Yeah.
David Harrison and yourself, and I'm going to use this term, kind of find each other, is what I'm going to say. He came to you, whatever. But anyway, you guys get together and you start racing at Lakeside, and it takes a few years, but in 2007, you are the points champion at Lakeside Speedway in the modified division, as well as at Heartland Park. First of all, let's just talk a little bit about, Johnny, do you really enjoy running for points, or would you rather travel?
I don't care. I mean, just as long as we're racing and it's good car racing. They both have advantages and disadvantages. I like to, my deal is I like to go in and race and go to the next racetrack. I really don't like 3-4 day events. I would rather race was like last night. Coffeyville last night, Humboldt tonight, Lakeside tomorrow night. Go in, complete show, go to the next one. But it doesn't really matter to me if it's a points deal or a non-points deal. If they could get the NASCAR sanction back around here and get the money like it was then I would be very interested in running in the points deal.
Okay. Okay. That kind of brings us to Lakeside, since we're talking a little pretty much about that right at the moment. But after winning the championship at Lakeside, it had to give you a real sense of accomplishment because, of course, I guess I'm prejudiced because I live in Kansas City and I'm there a lot, but I also have the opportunity to travel a lot and go to a lot of other tracks. But one of the things about running at Lakeside is it seems like you not only have to deal with the competition there, but I think, as you and I talked about also, the track itself is a kind of a 50% of what it is about running there, because, man, it is one tough track to race on.
It is, and they have great competition there. There's several teams there that can win on any given night, and that makes it real fun also. Racetrack's real challenging. It's hard on equipment. It's a fast place. I mean, you can usually move around, make stuff happen. Another thing that's challenging up there is the way the rules are set up with the invert and with the no pitting rule. You can travel 2 hours, go up there and race, and something stupid happens on the first lap and you get banged into and get a flat, you're done.
Yeah.
which from a racer standpoint, I don't like that, because I feel like that we put a lot of energy and resources in to get to the racetrack to put on a show for the fans, and you gotta give us a little bit of margin for bad luck and accidents and stuff, but that's part of it up there.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite track?
I like Belleville, High Banks. I like Humboldt Speedway. There's very few of them I don't like. I don't really like Coffeyville, the place we was at last night. I mean, it's not one of my favorite places. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty easy to get along with.
I think, as somebody else has said, one of the things is if you win at a track, you like it.
Well, I've won down there, and I still don't go down there very much. It's just not my place.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I used to always ask this question in a certain way until I talked to you on the phone the other day.
Oh, okay.
I used to always say, is there a win that really sticks out in your mind? And you pointed out to me that actually probably you remember the losses. So I'm going to restate it and say, is there a win or a loss that really sticks out in your mind?
Starting on the front row at the Jayhawk when it rained out on Saturday night, we ran during the daytime, and losing the drive shaft on the parade lap, that was a big loss for me. I really want to win that race, and I still think about that sometimes.
Lay awake at night.
Sometimes.
Think about
the wins are great, but I mean, each day's a new day, and you just try to do the best you can each day, and when it happens, you're happy about it and savor it, but you get over it and get up the next day and put your pants on and go racing, you know.
I'm trying to remember that little cliche, yesterday's hero, today you're zero.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is, I think. I mean, that's what a lot of racers that I really admire are the guys that are consistently in the front every night, you know.
Yeah. Winning just becomes tougher and tougher as time goes on. With you owning a speed shop, are there times when you get a hold of some knowledge or something about how a guy set his car up or some new thing on the market or whatever, and could or has that been an advantage for you at some times?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of parts testing. Some of it doesn't pan out, but some of it's real good, and we get that stuff before other teams do. We got a great customer base, and networking with the customers and bouncing ideas back and forth, and you know, getting their feedback on stuff, setups and parts is important. And you know, it's a two-way street. You know, the guys that I have that work with me, I mean, if we hit on something, we try to share it with them. We don't just expect them to feed us information and not receive anything in return, you know. But yeah, I think we're at a little bit of an advantage.
I was going to say, I think there are some times that, especially as important as technology is in racing today, that there are certain things that come along that are going to give a person an advantage.
Absolutely.
And with you being in the position you are here,
we see it first usually.
You have the opportunity to hear it or see it first. But like you say, with your customer base that you have, and I think we talked about this on the phone, you have that trust factor, and you have to share it. Yeah,
I mean, that's why they're calling me.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got the same parts. You know, I can't sell it way cheaper than another person does in their speed shop, but if I can sell them the right part for their car and give them the information to utilize it to the best that they can, and they have faith that I'm going to tell them what I think is right, then that means a lot.
Yeah. Is there anyone that has helped you on this team? I mean, we talked about Harrison as far as being the car owner.
Yeah.
But is there anyone that has helped you, you know, I'm going to say week in and week out to help you get the car
on
the track each week?
we've got a group of guys. My dad, Greg Reed, who works at the store with me, Jeff Fair, Stephen Lukey. Those guys been with me a long time. I mean, 5, 6, 7 years, and they really make it happen. And we've got some new employees here at the store that are helping with the race team, and we've got some other people that they've sold their team and still want to go racing and stuff that drop in. So it's a really nice mix of people.
I was going to say, wife and family are always in there too. I mean,
oh yeah,
we can't do it without them. I know.
No, my wife takes care of a lot of stuff for me, and my boys are getting big enough now that they can help out some.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to have this race up here at Humboldt tonight. You've raced up there quite a bit. Is there anything that you foresee at this point? I mean, it looks like we could be dealing with temperatures at race time that are going to be maybe in the 40s. I mean, is that going to play into the track surface or tires?
He'll have it nice.
Yeah.
Ron and Renda Whitworth do a fantastic job up there. I think it'll be a hell of a show. Yeah. I mean, I think that there'll be lots of passing, and it'll be a great race.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Johnny, I just want to thank you. We finally got together and got this shop talk in here, and I really appreciate you taking your time because, like I say, I know you've got a bunch of work going on over there. The store's open today, and a lot of things going on, and I appreciate you sitting down and talking with us.
No problem. I appreciate you being here.
All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for